Hello, in this video I'm going to do some sample derivations. So let's look at this problem. We'll say show, and we want to show the conclusion, and the conclusion is not P. So there we go. Now, we need to bring in our premises, and if we look, we have one premise, and so we have a second premise. And is there a third premise? No, there's not. So we put in all our premises. Good. So we've done our setup stage, and both parts of it we put in our show line, and we put in the premises. And now we want to go to the third stage, which is to apply inference rules. So we want to look for inference rule applications. So we really are looking to use MP and MT. Those are the main rules we want to use, and DN is like a helper rule. So we look at line 2. Well, for MP and MT, we are looking for conditionals. And so we look at line 2 and we find a conditional. And we think, well, okay, I want to use line 2. And, well, what can I use with it? Well, if we're going to do MP, we would need the antecedent. And the antecedent is P. So if we look, do we have the antecedent anywhere? Well, the only other line we have is not Q. And so we don't have P anywhere. And so we can't do modus ponens with line 2. Okay. Now, what about modus tollens? Well, for modus tollens, we need the negation of the consequent. The consequent is Q, so the negation of the consequent is not Q. And do we have not Q anywhere? We do. We have not Q on line 3, so we can say 2, 3, modus tollens. Now that is our conclusion, right? That matches, line 4 matches line 1, and so we can say 4 direct derivation. So that's a pretty, that's a good little derivation. So let's save that, and let's do another one. So again, we'll say show, and we're going to show the conclusion. So we're going to say show. Oh, no, we're going to do it over there, though. We're going to do it over here. We're going to say show, not P. And now, so that's the first part. Second part is our premises. And is there a third premise? No, there's not. So, okay, we want to look for modus ponens and modus tollens again, MP and MT. So we look for conditionals. So we have only one conditional on line 2. We have the conditional if P, then not Q. Okay. So if we're going to do MP, we would need the antecedent. The antecedent is P, so we look and say, do we have the antecedent anywhere? And we don't. We don't have P anywhere, so we can't do MP. What about MT? Well, the consequent is not Q. For MT, we need the negation of the consequent. So for MT, we need not Q. So we look, and we see, do we have not Q anywhere? Well, on line 3, we have Q, but that's not Q. And on line 4, we don't have anything. So right now we can't do MT. So, this is a problem. What are we going to do? Can't do MP, can't do MT with line 2. So that means we're going to need to use line 3 first. We need to see, can we turn line 3 into something where we can use that new thing with MT? Can we apply a rule to Q that we can then, after applying that rule, we get a new sentence? And can we use that new sentence with 2 to do MP or MT? Well, we said we needed P for MP with line 2. And we don't have P, so we can't do MP with line 2. And we can't turn Q into P, right? We would like to do MP or MT. We want to use Q to, if we can, to make a new line that we can then do with that new line, MP or MT with line 2. Q can't turn into P, so that's not going to work. For MT with line 2, we need the negation of the consequent. So we need not Q. So if we can turn Q into not Q, then we can use the not Q with modus tollens on line 2. Unfortunately, we can turn MT, we can turn 3 into not Q. We can say 3 DN, and then we look at line 2 and 4, and now we have what we need for MT. So we can say 2 for MT. And now we have not P, and we can say good direct derivation. So what I did here in thinking about this is important. We think, okay, we want to use MP or MT, so we need to say, what do I need for MP or MT? Do I have that? Then I'll do MP or MT. If I don't have that, can I get that? And typically, how would I get that? Apply DN. And so I look elsewhere to see, okay, is there anything to which I can apply DN that then that new line I get when I apply DN, I can then do MP or MT with those old conditionals. So 2, I couldn't do MP or MT. But I said, if I apply DN to line 4, then I can do MT with line 2, and then I get my conclusion. So, good. Let's take a look at another one. So our conclusion is P. We have two premises, premise 1 and premise 2. No premise 3. So let's see. With 2 and 3, can I do MP? No, because the antecedent is not P. The antecedent of line 2 is not P, and so I need not P for MP with line 2. I don't have not P, so I can't do MP. How about MT? Well, for MT, we need the negation of the consequent. The consequent is Q, so we need not Q. That's what we have on line 3, so we can do MT with lines 2 and 3. We can say 2 and 3 MT, and that gives us not P. Okay. Now, to box and cancel, we need P, which we don't have yet. In the previous derivations, once we did MT, we had what we needed to box and cancel, but here we don't have what we need to box and cancel. So we need to get to P. And fortunately, using 4, we can get to P because we can double negate. We can get rid of those double negations. So we'll say 4dn, and we get rid of the double negations, and we have P. And now we have what we need. We now have the conclusion, and so we can say direct derivation. Check it. Good to go. Okay, I'm going to do one more example in another video because I want to review the sort of strategy considerations I was talking about in this video. So you should check that out. It's important. And I hope this was helpful.